everybody, this is John for MTG Nexus here on Twitch and on YouTube, coming at you with a donation deck list tonight. Instead of starting with Modern tonight, we are starting with Legacy. Unfortunately, as far as the normal schedule goes, but I do have a donation deck list that Foz has asked me to play. This is a mono Red Prowess variant, akin to what you would see in Modern past before the banning of Faithless Looting. Somebody must have really liked their mono red Arclight Phoenix deck and they ported it into Legacy. So what is this deck doing that's a little bit different than the Modern variant that we will be playing later in the stream? So this version is running obviously Faithless Looting, which is a very powerful card that got banned in Modern for enabling decks like Dredge, Hogak, etc. And then we are also playing Arclight Phoenix, a card that fell out of favor within the Modern versions of Prowess even before Faithless Looting's banning. And you also have access to legacy cards like Chain Lightning, which is basically a sorcery speed lightning bolt. If the target of that spell happens to have red around, they can play red to target something else, and then you can play red to target it back, and it just keeps going until people stop paying mana, hence the term Chain Lightning. What it does have similar is a lot of the creature base. You are running Soulscar Mage, you are running Monastery Swiftspear, you are running Bedlam Reveler as your late game card. Hey War Dog, what's up? So a lot of interesting stuff going on here. And then you have the usual, your Lava Darts, your Crash Throughs, your Lightning Bolts. In the main deck, you do have 2 copies of Abrade. Unfortunately, I am not familiar enough with Legacy to know what in particular that is aimed at. I know there are some Eldrazi and some Chalice decks in the format, but I don't know if that is in particular what that is aimed at. And then 4 copies of Manamorphose, because you really do need a free spell in order to bring back Arclight Phoenix. And finally, 2 copies of Fire Blast, which is a free spell, but has a very high cost of sacrificing 2 mountains. Often this is your coup de grace, your way to finish the game off, and kind of your way to speed up the clock in some spots. Sideboard, Surgical Extractions, and Ravenous Traps, because there are a number of graveyard-based strategies. You have things like Dredge, Black-Red Reanimator, and some of the various Storm decks also leverage their graveyard. 4 copies of Viola, Death and Taxes. That would make sense. 4 copies of Pyroblast. This is a card exclusively for the blue decks, which there are a lot. Force of Will, Force of Negation, they are things, days, etc. Spell Pierce, they are all cards you're going to play through. Price of Progress, this used to be the go-to burn spell in Legacy, but much like Modern before the banning of Arkham's Astrolabe, Snowlands are everywhere, so there are some decks that this is no longer as good against, hence why it's now on the sideboard. Sulfuric Vortex. This is a card that many Modern burn players wish they have access to. Basically, it is one red enchantment that says each upkeep player takes 2 damage. So, their turn they take 2 damage, our turn we take 2 damage, and nobody can gain life. So, the clock is ticking when this card comes down. 2 copies of Smash to Smithereens for any additional artifacts we need to blow up. Obviously, that's in addition to the Braids in our main deck, which is a little bit more of a flexible spell. And Pyrostatic Pillar. This is a card that is the precursor to Eidolon of the Great Revel. It basically does what Eidolon does, except it doesn't come on a 2/2 body. It's just a 1 red enchantment. So, the reason this deck probably doesn't want to play Eidolon is you are casting a lot of spells. This is probably exclusively for the Storm decks and any other deck that's trying to chain a bunch of spells in 1 turn to win the game. And probably can also come in against the control decks in some spots, although that is suspect. Once again, Legacy is not my format of expertise, so I'm going to be doing a lot of looking up decks and seeing what exactly we are playing against. So some decks obviously I'm familiar with. Other decks, it's gonna be something. I'll put it that way. So, and another downside is legacy queues do take a little bit longer, hence why I'm starting out with this particular list. That way, if we happen to run out of time and don't get to the mono Red Prowess tonight, then so be it. Here we go. So, the deck is interesting, and I'm not sure how it's going to shape up in Legacy here. I do know when we played Burn in Legacy many months ago, it actually went better than expected, but I think we got a little bit lucky with... I think we beat Dredge twice, and there were some other shenanigans that happened during that league. So... So, we shall see what happens. Hope everyone is doing well tonight. Once again, I know I'm the Midnight Modern streamer, but we are starting with Legacy tonight. Hopefully we will get to Modern. If not, we will be back to our regularly scheduled Modern tomorrow night. Alright, match number 1. Yes, I'd like to play first. His hand's a little weird. Guess we keep his hand because we have a turn 1 Swiftspear, but this hand could go sideways really badly. 2 of our expensive spells in the hand. I think just because on the strength of having a Swiftspear and a couple of lands, we're supposed to keep this hand. Once again, I am far from a Prowess or Legacy expert, so... Yeah, Foz wanted me to play this one. Unfortunately, he sent me the lists, but no mention of donations, so until I actually looked up Anthony's donation yesterday, I didn't know there was a donation sitting in the queue. So that's why I was like, oh, well, crap. So. Yeah, I was much more impressed with Abbott when Luris Burn was or Luris Prowess was a thing. And I'm curious if this is going to get Force of Willed. Yep. Alright. Once Upon a Tizzle. Yet another banned Modern card. Urborg. Really hope we're not up a... so we're most... Yeah, there goes Crash Through. So what do you think, Wardog? We up against Depths? Yep, it steps. Okie dokie. Where not having Blood Moon could be. Could well be worth looking at. Actually going to have a lot more Legacy content next month with The Mana Trader series being Legacy next month. Do they usually play Chalice? I'm not really sure. Looks like our clock's just too slow. Yep, our clock is confirmed too slow. No on Chalice? Well, I think we're already saying the S word for screwed, but I don't even know outside of Price of Progress that we even have anything in the sideboard. I don't think it's really a surgical matchup. It's just like price in, a braid out. Kind of feels like what we're doing here. Like, they're not really a deck that's going to play a lot of spells. So Pyrostatic. Yeah, there's no moon in this particular build that Foz sent me, so I guess we keep. Yeah, I guess we keep this hand with Faithless Looting and a bunch of crap we don't mind discarding. Once upon a time. To be fair, we have so many other answers to Bob. Like, we have bolts, we have chain lightnings, we have lava darts. I'm not worried about Bob. Bob can die in so many different ways. Probably taking Manamorphose here, I'd guess. Only card that really makes sense, maybe Fire Blast. Yeah, I don't think they'd bring in Bob A against the aggressive deck anyway. Isn't that more for the grindy matchups? Orborg. Making land draws awkward since... It's one thing about Magic Online with Urborg, right? Is just like... Yeah, you get a Faithless Looting. Cool. I guess you're just trying to strip us of raw resources. Make our Faithless Lootings worse. Like I said, though, even if they have crop rotation, sure. So we're probably dead here. Ah, yes, the turn 3 kill. Maybe. I guess we can potentially kill them through this, huh? Got to start with Faithless Looting here. Bam! At least we took a game, right? What more could you want? Still don't think we change. Manamorphose in the Shadow of Doubt. Sounds like some spicy tech. By the way, for those who can't tell sarcasm, I am kidding. War Dog? I probably am. I think we mulligan this hand. This hand is terrible as well. Problem is, if we go to 5, we're likely to get our threat Thoughtseized or Inquisition. So do we keep a mediocre 6 or go to 5? Guess we keep the mediocre 6 because... No, I understand. Just understand this is a donation deck list from Foz, so I'm literally playing card for card whatever was submitted last night. Or not last night, a couple weeks ago, actually. Like, not only is Legacy not my format, but I haven't played this style of Prowess deck in probably... I don't even know how long. If you like my Lava Dart, or my Arclight Phoenix. Guessing we're going to take a Lava Dart. It's hazarding a guess. Hard to say, honestly. I think next turn's going to be looting, dart, flashback a dart, get the Arclight Phoenix going. It's likely going to be too slow, but it's our best bet. Bajuka Baog, sure. Doesn't really change our turn, ironically. Wow. I was gonna say, do they have surgical extraction to boot, like overside board against us? No, I guess crop rotation wouldn't do it here, so at least we're on the board with a threat. We have a clock. A very slow clock, but we have a clock. We're about to get Vampire Hex Mage, okay. Wah, 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 wah. Okay. Sure. Might be incorrect to do this. Maybe it's possible we're supposed to do... I guess in the end, it really doesn't matter, huh? Gilly dokily. Oh! Well, actually it wouldn't have mattered because we only would have played 2 spells that turn. So... because we would have gone... Manamorphose into flashback looting, would have put the second Phoenix in the bin, but unable to bring it back. Kind of frustrating, but at the same time, it's kind of whatever too. So, 'tis a rough go of things, but this is Legacy. You never know what you're going to get into. Yeah. And the fact, well, I mean, obviously we kept a mediocre 6 there. We could have tried to mulligan to a 1-drop, but, you know, going to 5 is as low as I'd be willing to go. But, just too many discard spells out of them. I think we were just too far gone, so to speak. This hand's fine. Not exciting, but fun. Fortunately, it looks like we're up against a Legacy Professional. So. Let the crushings continue. Exactly, my face Narset. Are we playing Depths 2 times in a row, or is that just like in every... Okay, so we might be up against Elves. Elves. Elves are all you need. Elves. Elves. Elves are all you need. Looking for lands. Looking for lands. Back. Bedlam Reveler. Crash 3? Question mark? Or Fire Blast? Elves. Elves. Elves are all you need. Allosaurus Shepherd. Guy's Cradle. Tap for 2 mana. Elvish Visionary. another mountain. Arclight Phoenix, just what we wanted, right? Yeah, I still think our draw hasn't quite come together enough here, though. I think we're about to get yard stomped. Yep, especially the Glimpse of Nature turn. Okay. They have Heritage Druid. Okay. Other guy's Cradle, sure. Collector Roof main? Zenith for Dryad? Or Heritage Druid? This is a deck that modern burn tends to be pretty good against, but don't think Prowess is going to be quite as good here. Firewood Symbiote. Birchlar Rangers. Turn 3, you died dead. So, feel like this is a Pyrostack Pillar matchup. Shave a Bedlam Reveler and a... Feels like we might be in over our heads, this league. I feel like this hand's just too clunked up. Four Dog, is this a keep or a maul? I'm guessing a maul. Like, one Faithless Looting would make this hand a joy, but I think this hand's just a mulligan. This hand's much better. Back Faithless Looting. Yeah, I forgot the one card that makes Modern Burn has such a good matchup against elves. It's Eidolon. Zenith for Dryad. I think with restricting their mana, they're not going to be able to go off next turn, so we can afford to wait a turn on the Power Stack Pillar here. Elvish Reclaimer, sure. Land would be great. Alright. And the pillar's enough to get us there. Don't think we want extractions, don't want Rav Traps. This isn't a Pyroblast matchup. Isn't really a price matchup. Don't think there's too much that we'd want to smash. Vortex, too slow. Arc Lights, whatever. Bedlam Revelers, whatever. I want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight. I think this hand's more akin to a keepable pile of magical cards. We have 2 pieces of interaction. We have a looting to dig for more lands. We have 3 fairly early threats. This hand feels more like a keep. Doesn't have the Arclight Phoenix, Bedlam Reveler, dead feeling. Wow, they lead on Dryad Arbor. Feels awkward, but I think we have to loot here. I think we're in some trouble now that we can hit a land drop. Might have been correct to get on the board or just bolt this, but I feel like we weren't going to be able to leverage our hand fast enough regardless, so Visionary. Yep, Zenith for 1. Metal Sentinel. What is with the Elvish Reclaimer? Is that just to get Gaia's Cradle? Okay. So they already had the Cradle. Abrupt Decay? Seems like a... Seems like a moderately ambitious card to have in your deck, even against the burn deck. I should say what's effectively a burn deck. Seems like that would clunk up your reasonable draws a bit too much. Could go for the pillar here, but I'm going to opt for Chain Lightning plus Flashback Lava Dirt. I actually think this is lethal here, isn't it? If they don't have another Abrupt Decay. Okay. If I ever knew an opponent not to have it, yeah, plenty of times. Plenty of times. I just love the salt from the prestigious legacy player. It's like, I'm sorry. I'm really just a novice to the format. I'm sorry my tier 7 deck is punking your pile of little green men, just like it does in Modern. He was basically kvetching about him having a bad night and his or her running luck into the deck with Theo Jung. Okay. Wonder why our opponent's complaining. They beat us last time, did they not? Yeah. Not again. So I'm beginning to see... Oh! Same player. It's the elf player again. Nice to see you again, too. Nice to see you again, too. I think this hands them all. Lava Dirt seems good. Backup Raid. Once upon an elf ball. What is going on? Why are the elf ducks running Bajuka Bog? Why? Why are you running Bajuka Bog? I know you're running Elvish Reclaimer, but Jiminy Buffets. Is this the tilt concede? I really want to tilt concede. That'd be great, friend. Would be fantastic if you would tilt concede. Alright. Don't think we want anything else here. The concessions are real. The grumpiness is real. You know, I'm beginning to see, so... Grimflayer was talking about how he did not overall have a very pleasant experience with legacy players. That, yeah, I didn't even know they were on the Reclaimer package. It seems ambitious, to say the least. Hey, G3 Dwards. Hope I said that right. Thanks for the follow. Hey, thanks, I appreciate that. Doing a donation deck list for Foz tonight, so... Do we kill the Dryad, or do we kill Gedwards? Okay. Do we kill the Ranger, or the Birchler Ranger? Yeah, the Ranger or the Ranger. I feel like we kill the Birchler, right? Fortunately, we don't have our the God card of Lava Darts here, but... The Reclaimer. Okay. They are really set on that Elvish Reclaimer. Is the Reclaimer a must-kill? Oh, that's rough, man. War Dog, if you're here, is Reclaimer a must-kill? Oh well, I guess we let him get into the turn with it. Bring back a land creature. Eight, 16. Go 3. Don't know what we can kill from here, but 4, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. Not quite lethal. Doesn't Glacial have the downside of you can't attack, though? Guess we'll see if they have that package or not. There's the Shepherd. Hey, Karita for... Oh, dear Lord. F-U-R-A... Hope. Karita Faraco? Furacao? Ah, Lord, I hope I pronounced that right. Alright, so do the thing. We'll just attack with Arclight here. Alright, with the mate in there, I'm presuming Australia. Hey, go get Dryad Arbor. Okay. I mean, this guy's kind of scary, right? We have 4 mana now. Brazil. Oh, okay. Okay. Do you have a second Critter Hoof? I do not. I am not an affiliate quite yet. I stopped streaming for a little while, so I have to do all of the affiliate things again, and the current one I'm down on is 7 days streaming. Okay, so what is their play here? Come on, give me a good one. Mountain is not particularly a good one here. So I could leave everything back. Yeah, the problem is I don't think Pyroclasm would actually be good here right now. Because I do think they have enough mana to activate Reclaimer if they had to. Yeah. Have to chump everything and then we die. Braid would have been a decent. Braid and a Bedlam Reveler would have been decent there. Down Arclight. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. Right now I have a very salty Elves player who was not happy to get paired up against us again. Sure, mulligan. Sounds reasonable. It's not like fantastic. But yeah, I do know Grimflare was commenting about how he was not a huge fan of the grumpiness of the Legacy community that he had the pleasure of working with in his latest video. In fact, I do believe he said that he is done playing Legacy as a format in part because of that. So, Zenith for a Dryad Arbor? Sure. Gonna give them a chance to block first before I go after this Reclaimer this turn. Nice. What our best top deck in the deck. Yep. Be still, my beating heart. We have more wins than we've had the last 2 nights. Yay! Those Stoneblade decks were fun, but man, we did not do a whole lot of winning with them. We did not. Oh, jeez. Don't believe this is the player we played against in round 1, so wow, That's a mulligan. Guess we keep this hand? Snow-covered swamp. Fatal push. Okay. I have no idea what's going on right now. Fatal push Ornithopter. Anybody? Can I buy a clue? Can someone clue me in here? Can I phone a friend? Jeez. Attacking with an Ornithopter. Should I be scared? Ninjutsu. Ah. Genius Infiltrator. Player draws a... Huh. Is it worth losing a mountain to keep us from dealing combat damage? Blue back ninja. I don't think so. I don't think it's worth, like, free-for-oneing myself to keep them from drawing a card. Okay, there's an Ornithopter. Go ninja, go ninja, go! Maybe I was supposed to play these darts. I don't know. They draw 4 cards. Wow. Please enjoy discarding the hand size. Or do you like double Ornithopter? Oop, okay. What do I even do here? I just feel like we're so far dead it's unreal. Your deck is drawing 12 cards a turn. We could beat that. No problemo. Oh dear. So basically you're saying there's like no chance in Hades we win here. Gotcha. Genius Infiltrator. Ninja. There is, in fact, a version that is playing Oko Thief of Crowns. Oh dear. So I'm gonna guess we want the Pyroblasts and Yoriko, the Tiger Shadow. Come damage to a player, reveal the top card of your library and put that card in your hand. Your opponent loses life equal to the converted mana cost. Okay. Sideboard stuff. Got some anti-graveyard stuff. They got some Thoughtseize stuff. They got some Plague Engineered stuff. I don't know. I guess feels like it might be a Lava Dart out matchup, which is kind of crazy. Doesn't feel. I guess it kills Changeling Outcast. Get rid of one Lava Dart, one Bedlam Reveler, one Arclight Phoenix, and the random Partridge in a Pear Tree. One random crash through here. I don't know how to board against this deck I've never seen. Legacy. The new format frontier. Can we keep a no threat hand? Survey says... I don't know. Ah. Now you tell me. Can we keep this hand or no? Maybe? No? Maybe? Mull? Okay. We mull. I mulled it over, and I mulliganed. I think this is a ditch Faithless Looting hand. Like, Rebeler could be bad, but it might have more juice to it than... Looting. Push it. Push it good. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. I had to run into the one deck that hey, another threat. Cool. It's possible I was supposed to keep looting rather than the Reveler. How good actually is Ninjas? I suspect that Ornithopter is just supposed to die, right? Wow, they're actually Force of Willing this card. That's kind of insane. Oh, they're on one land, aren't they? Or were they? No, they're not on one land. Are they? Well, now I'm wishing we would have kept that Faithless Looting. So you're saying we're skewered. Gotcha. And a ponder. Pondering the great mysteries of the world. We're about to get hydroblasted or spell pierced. Brainstorm. Curious that they would brainstorm in response to this. So they're force of willing that. Okay. One, two, three. A deck that's entirely dependent on Ornithopter doesn't sound particularly great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do we keep the Reveler here? Still feels like we keep the Reveler. Gets to reveal. Ponder, ponder? They seriously hit? Nope, they hit ponder and retrofitter foundry. Okay. Pretty sure we're dead here, but wait, what? Changeling. Okay. So we're probably screwed here. Should have played my mountain. Should have played the mountain, but I don't think it's going to matter. Oh dear, that's a whole lot of stuff is going on. Yep, there's the Oko that we can't beat. Well, if for some reason they don't block, we have a chance. So let's give them that opportunity. Alright, that was fun. I mean, if they didn't block and if they didn't have a counter spell, we might have gotten there. One more match in the Legacy format. I want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight. Once again, a friendly reminder, this is the first of 2 at least started leagues tonight. I intend on starting a mono red Modern Prowess League immediately after this one. But this was a donation deck list by one of my YouTube viewers, Foz. And Mad Hatter 1442. We draw up 6 lands and a Chain Lightning. Sure. Mainly because I don't want to go to 5. Infect? I'm just supposed to bolt this, right? If they have days, they have days. I'm getting infect vibes. Insect vibes. Bladed Agent. Nope. Okay. Do they spell pierce this? Apparently not. Cast a Faithless Looting. Birdie. Birdie? Go for Yahtzee. One, two, three, four, five. So we can Bedlam Reveler next turn. Wow, that's a beautiful Inkmoth Nexus. Fortunately, they can't get the darn thing. Alright. Invigorate. Infect. Let me see. Invigorate. Berserk of Trample does. Okay. Bolt your thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We leave back one of the arc lights here, right? That way if they go for the kill, they'll have to earn it at least. instead of just punking us out with like a Become Immense or something. Don't think we play for the Spell Pierce here. Attack with 1 Arc Light. Do a Force of Will. Apparently not. Am I dead, Fred? We're moving quickly, so maybe, probably. No attacks. Interesting. Just gonna attack with these two. See if they block. No, I think they're the one deck in the format we can safely say isn't playing Uro. They definitely could be playing Oko. I know that's a card I used to see out of the... So this is a Pyroblast mount. Oh yeah, they definitely have Oko on the main. So we definitely want Pyros. Pyroblasts, that is. Cards are not good here. Probably can shoot 1 Bedlam Reveler. Do we shave the Fire Blast in the face of that much soft permission? I feel like we do. Shade 1 more card. Maybe a Crash Through? This is by no means an exact science, ladies and gentlemen, just so we're clear on that. Just assume every deck has Oko. Pretty sure Turbo Devs doesn't. Just assume every deck is an Oko deck. I understand you want that card. The problem is, what do you cut? That's the problem I have with that particular card. Ugh. This is like keep or a mall. Lava Dart Soulscar is really good. But the rest of this hand's like... Is this a keep or a maul? Keep? Okay. I mean, yeah, if we draw Faithless losing this hand's amazing. But otherwise, we got the clunk. We got the clunk in our junk. Okay, Glister Elf. Gotta try to dart that, but probably get dazed or something here. Okay. Obviously, that's not the best, beginning up a land. But I think we had to get that off the board. Ink Moth, cool. Alright, so we drew him out at least. So we could die here, right? Invigorate plus Berserk. We Chain Lightning this. So funny with Chain Lightning involved how those counters pop up before things die. Brainstorm. It's got the perfect Brainstorm. Waiting to see if we were just going to auto pass here, I guess. Well, I mean, at least we're drawing magical cards. At least one of those cards. Alright. Apparently they want the mana. Swizzle Spear. We are doubling our clock. We're about to get Oko'd, aren't we? Are we just supposed to jam Arclight, or are we supposed to wait for a 5th land? Like, I feel like we get blown out by Daze, Force of Will. I guess Force of Will isn't terrible here, because that means they only have 2 cards in their hand. So it'd be kind of hard for them to kill us here. Do we Arclight or not to Arclight? I feel like it's just too dangerous here. Yeah, that was kind of the impression I got. I still think they're getting very close, if not already have a hand that can kill us. I think they're just overestimating how much interaction we actually have. Which, that's the nice part about playing a burn deck. You're never quite sure how much interaction there's going to be. I wonder if they realize Force of Will doesn't matter here. Meant to sack the basic mountain, or the mountain that was tapped here. So basically this means that our opponent can never activate their Inkmoth Nexus again. They deal us 8 poison, which obviously isn't great, but Metamorphose is not terrible. Would love to hit a Faithless Looting here. Another Faithless Looting. This is getting close to lethal. And we have lethal. Nice. 3-2 League and Legacy. Very, very, very nice. Thought process on the deck. We beat the 3 creature decks. Lost to Turbo Depths. Lost to ninjas because I don't think our deck lines up particularly fantastic against ninjas. That and I had no idea what was going on in that matchup anyway. So, long and the short of it, it definitely feels like a slightly more powerful version of the deck that used to exist in Modern. After the banning of Faithless Looting, obviously. Beyond that, I don't really have a whole lot with this deck. Seems functional. We beat the same poor Elves player twice. We beat Infect because I understand the matchup from playing against it a lot in Modern, back when it was popular. And yeah. So that said, I'm going to be back in about 2 or 3 minutes. I'm going to flip over to Modern. I'm going to put up the Modern list and then go get some more water. This is the list we're going to be playing in Modern. So, thank everybody for hanging out tonight. And update this, yes. Cardboard Live. Clear deck.